for some reason I still drive it. Jesse's listening to me in serious concern about how I'm talking into the microphone right now. I can barely hear myself talking. I can imagine Jesse can hear me very, very well because I'm talking right into the microphone.
All right, guys, welcome to the second episode of the Asking Couch. But if you guys tuned in for the first one, the Asking Couch is basically like our new podcast to go on with conjunction of Asked Amped. By the way, those are coming.
I was gonna make a joke about them because like where have they been?
Yeah. We're reformatting it, so it's gonna be a little different when it comes back out, but it'll be soon. So yeah, it's very similar in the fact that you guys ask us questions and we talk about some stuff. So yeah, just kind of like a podcast and whatnot. We'll get to some of y'all's questions. Excuse me, I can't words. In a little bit, we're just going to talk about a couple other things first and kind of goof off for a bit because we don't want to work.
And if you're curious why we all have collared shirts on, it is Fresh Friday at Amped Airsoft.
It is Fresh Friday at Amped Airsoft. So we're looking fresh, and I am homeless, and I live out of my car, so I just have a Hawaiian shirt on. I'm not actually homeless.
You can live with me though.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have an extra room.
I'm not actually homeless. I just.
No.
I don't have an extra.
I just
room.
like.
It's always there if anyone needs it.
Yeah. Ooh, another update. I got a new hat.
Doesn't look very new.
I just bought it today.
It literally looks like old. I thought it was an old hat. It's the white that looks like it's supposed to be white. Looks really yellowed.
That's
yeah,
what
that's
I
the point.
thought too.
It looks like. Look at this. It looks like a hat.
Well, I mean, okay,
was
so
it
like,
supposed to look like that?
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
like
okay.
right before we filmed the last one. I always wore that other Robert Morris hat, and I was on vacation.
Oh, okay.
And I was walking on a pier, and then the wind decided it wanted to blow it off of my head.
Dude, I lost a hat on the Phantom's Revenge.
Dude, I lost a hat on a log jammer, and the funniest thing is, you know how like at the top you have that
Rip log jammer.
the
Yeah,
camera.
I was gonna say they're tearing it down.
You know how at the top of the one hill it has a camera.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as I was going down, it took a picture, and it literally has a picture of me reaching backwards with my hat in mid-flight.
Oh, that's so sad.
I had to buy that picture. That was like $20 for that picture. Though.
They got money out of me. And
and I lost my hat, and I lost a Squirtle Squad patch.
Oh yeah, I was about to dive into the bay to get my hat, and then my girl. That's a good, great car, great video. And then my girlfriend was like, "No, you are not jumping in," and I was like, "But."
That's when you definitely.
But my hat, and then by that time it had sunk to the bottom. So, but okay. So on topic, we're gonna start today's episode just kind of talking about where we started, and kind of like the progression into where we are now in the hobby, because all of us are in different places. Some of us don't play and spend monies on cars. Monies. On cars.
Those people.
What's Airsoft?
I don't even know anymore, man.
I'm looking at Wes because he spent all of his money on his car. But let's be honest, that's probably
It's no better. It's no better. It's more expensive.
It's useful.
Well,
it gets you to A to B. But you drove the Astrovan today, so something's wrong.
It's not useful when it's on jack stands.
Tell me about it.
That's what's happening
Both
right
of my
now.
cars are on jack stands.
Is that why you're driving the Astrovan?
I am driving the Astrovan.
The Astrovan's cool though.
It's reliable. I carry like 8 people comfortably.
That's true. That's pretty cool.
It is.
I'd like to have a van. I want a Sprinter van like our Amped van.
See, those are too big.
I want to convert it into a.
I'd live in
one
of those.
Oh, I would live in one too. I would have no problem living
I
in
could
a van
manage
life.
in the Astrovan.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I've seen people do that. But anyways, so what did you guys start out with? Where did you start out?
Well, once upon a time, when I was a wee lad, my first gun was, I can't remember if it was like the single shot, like Springer shotgun, or an LP AEG AUG. I started out with both, but I can't remember which one. Both of which I got off of Airsplat though.
What a time to be alive.
They're like,
That's still around.
I have no idea.
No, I
didn't think so.
But
Rip.
yeah, like the shotgun was actually really good. It was like $40.
Shotguns are great.
Yeah, it was so good. It actually shot pretty far, at least for what I thought was far back then. But like down the hill from me, there was there was this abandoned warehouse that like way back in the day, like in the 80s or so, it used to be like this 8-ball like dealership and garage type thing. And it was actually really big. It had about 3 buildings, 2 stories, and there was like offices and all that stuff. It was quite a large area. We'd always sneak down there despite our parents telling us not to. and the airsoft down there. It was until there was a fire one day and it just went. But
What? There was a fire?
oh, dude, it was crazy. Oh my god! So I don't even remember how old I was, but one night I just started smelling smoke. And I'm like, what's going on? I look outside, and it looked like the sky looked like something straight out of a movie. It was definitely like this post-apocalyptic scene, not even apocalyptic scene where the sky is just this bright orange, smoke everywhere. I went outside, and there's just this massive flames, and
That's
ridiculous. Oh, dude, it was intense. It was probably like, I want to say maybe 100 yards out, but I could still feel the heat waving on
crazy.
me. Like it was a huge fire. So I'm like, of course, I'm a little kid and I'm freaking out. I'm like, there's a fire to my parents. My parents like, what the hell's going on? But they like had this bridge blocked off because the flames were like right underneath the bridge, part of it, and there's fire engines everywhere and police everywhere just trying to fight it. It was huge. Just
Is that
huge.
fire got you into airsoft?
No, I was
yeah,
airsoft.
fire got you into airsoft.
No, I was airsofting before that. The
I'm just
place that
joking.
caught fire was what I used to airsoft.
That's
in
pretty
as a
crazy.
kid.
I was just joking, dude.
Oh.
It's all good.
I think you kind of have a pretty cool, like, growing up pew-pewing story
Why?
with your, the church.
Oh, yeah. So, for anyone, I mean, if you know this, that would be frightening. My dad is a pastor at a church, and there's just a bunch of property behind the church. And so it was always the church's property, so it was right next to my house. And we eventually, we started off playing down there with, our crappy, like, Springer guns. And it was a great little kind of area of land. And eventually we were, like, driving, this was obviously years and years ago, parents driving around, and we saw, like, a pallet on the side of the road. And we were like, yo, like, let's take that and put it in the woods. And because we would do sticks and like things, but it would never actually really be a barrier or fort or whatever. And eventually it just like, wow, look at that couch. And then it was like, wow, look at that like side of a house. Like eventually it got to the point where like, it was crazy. I mean, like I think there's 4 or 5 couches. Where
did you get couches from?
The garbage. My one neighbor was throwing 2 away. We saw one down the street. I mean, we had the Astro van, took the 2 seats out of the back, loaded her up, and over the hill it went into the woods. And
That's awesome.
dude, like, old bed sheets we were getting rid of, we'd like nail them to trees, and it was a lot of fun. It really started to get boring because it wasn't a lot of land. So like when our guns got decent and they'd shoot the length of the area, it started to be like, but it was crazy. I mean, for, obviously being like 12, 13, it was pretty sweet. And we'd like organize events and have like 10, 12 people that we all knew. And I thought it was like the coolest thing ever. And then, we eventually were like, in the winter, we'd go to CQB places and things,
Yeah.
but yeah, it started with a Springer and eventually some YouTube videos, and a trip to this place later, it has started.
Yeah, and then it evolved into a lot of money for you.
Oh my god, dude, it snowballed faster than anything I could. Dude, we used to wheel and deal airsoft guns like it was nobody's business.
Oh, yeah.
No.
It was crazy. Be like, oh, dude, I really like that tri-shot.
So
And
what
with
did
20
you
shells.
what'd you start out with then? Just Springers?
Spring M16, dude. Most accurate freaking BB gun I've ever owned.
I think the first like airsoft gun I shot was like totally a Walmart like clear shotgun, just like at a family friend's house when I was like super young.
Yeah.
But then like I moved to the Pittsburgh area and like I had played at that point like a little bit of like backyard stuff, but like never anything like really serious. So I didn't really like buy my own gun. And then like one day I just like somehow ended up with a Classic Army, like a really shitty one. It shot like maybe 30% of the time. And we had like started playing like backyard games with like the kids in my neighborhood and the kids that I went to school with. And like all of a sudden like that sort of like evolved into going to a park in like our local area, and playing airsoft in this park. And like it was totally okay, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Like someone had called the cops on us, and the cops came and played with us for a little bit.
That's
so like we
awesome.
were not safe about it at all.
With
I think like
real
we
guns.
just no, not with
No.
real guns.
What
Like
did
we
you
just
say?
like we weren't really safe like in the sense of like iPro was literally just fucking sunglasses because we didn't know any better at
Oh,
the
see,
time.
we
Like we
were-
were young. Like
We were legit. We were like,
No,
yo,
we
you
were like-
better have ANSI rated. Like we knew.
anyways, we were just like bum fucking around, just doing whatever, and it was a blast. And then one day someone was like, "Hey, you want to come to Steel City Airsoft?"
Hey, that's where I started.
I was back at Bridgeville.
Nah,
That was definitely like the catalyst for me in terms
Oakdale.
of the hobby.
Oakdale was where I started.
I
My
think
first one was Bridgeville.
my first was actually Three Rivers paintball.
I didn't even know they existed. Like literally.
The
the
only
longest
reason
time.
I
why
didn't either.
the only reason why I knew it existed because after I started playing airsoft, I got out of it and started playing paintball. So I went to Three Rivers and started playing paintball. Now, when I was in the middle of that, I came back in contact with an old friend of mine from grade school, and this is like years later after I started playing airsoft. So I get back in contact with an old friend from grade school on Facebook, and he starts looking through my pictures on Facebook and noticed that I was playing paintball at Three Rivers. So he messages me. He goes, "Oh yeah, I see that you've been at Three Rivers. I'm on there. I play airsoft there. I guess at the time they had like an airsoft team of some sort." And I go, "Yeah, I kind of play paintball. I don't have anybody to play with, so I just go there periodically, really." So that kind of like evolved into getting back into airsoft. I went to Three Rivers once for an airsoft event, and then this is kind of like when I learned everything. This is back like when Amped was going over there vending. I think Cool Stuff was a thing over there at the time too. And
a long time ago.
yeah, it was a long time ago. And that was like when I was like, okay, I'm quitting paintball because that's way too expensive. I have nobody to play with. Back into airsoft. And so I went and got like this, I think it was a really crappy Classic Army too at the time. And that we like,
Classic Armies are good unless like you get one that
this
has
thing,
died 7 times.
this thing was just so shitty. Like it was literally, the whole gun had a bend to it. Like it was a smiley face.
Oh, that's awful.
Like
That's
the
when you know
stock
it was-
was curved upwards, and the front end had a curve up. It was so bad,
That's when you know you.
but it was surprisingly accurate. Surprisingly,
That's weird.
it was very weird. No explanation. I don't know why it worked out that way, but it did. So after that, that's when I was introduced to Steel City when it was in Bridgeville. Bridgeville, yeah,
Missed out on that era.
that was super cool. I
That
loved
was,
it.
like I said, that was the catalyst for me playing
Yeah.
BB Wars. Because, like, I wasn't serious about it until then. I guess I wasn't really that serious about it until, like, a couple months before I started working here. Because that's kind of, like, where my knowledge had, like, really just kind of, like, clicked. And, like, I had actually become, like, a really big hobbyist in this.
Yeah, but it's one of those things like, when do you classify yourself as serious? It can vary for everybody.
Yeah.
I mean,
And what exactly is
Yeah,
serious?
what is?
yeah, I mean, serious could be cry or die, or serious could be your local CQB player. It's wherever you classify yourself as being serious. You know, everyone gets into things at different levels and different speeds, and
I think serious for me is starting to put serious money into it.
I think serious for me. Serious is like just regardless of how much money you put into it. It's
your
just when
interest.
you actively do it, like you do it maybe once a month or so.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know.
I mean, that was kind of the time that I decided like I was going to start like upgrading the things that I have had. So I mean, like I got rid of that Classic Army like a super long time ago because like all throughout high school I was pretty much just about hockey, which is funny because I was really bad at hockey. But so like that's all I spent my time and my money on. And then once I had, not necessarily when I had graduated, when I reached my senior year, and like hockey was starting to be a thing that I couldn't really do as seriously anymore. I was like looking to other hobbies, and I've always been like into guns. And Ryan Bauer has always been one of my best friends. So you know he worked here pretty much all throughout high school, and then he was like, "Hey, we could use help at the shop. You know a little bit, and you're good at selling stuff. So come on down, fam." And I was like, "Sure." And then I got an interview, and then I got a job, and then like I didn't work here except for like weekends, so I didn't know anybody. And then one day they were like, "Hey, man,
yeah, I didn't know who you were for.
you worked here after I started working."
Yeah, but you like never worked with you.
Yeah, I only worked Saturdays.
Yeah, I never
Legitimately.
worked Saturdays.
So like I didn't meet anyone seriously. Like I didn't know Haffrey and Periano. I didn't really know anybody. I just kind of like worked on the weekends, and then one day like during spring break or something, I worked with everybody else. Anyways, like I just like worked over spring break, and that's like when I seriously met everybody, and then everyone was like, "Oh, he doesn't suck." I mean, I guess it could have been like he sucks. I do kind of suck.
I'll have to call him back. Getting a call right now. Isn't that a shame?
That is a shame. You know what?
You're getting a car?
Getting a call.
Oh, I thought you said a car.
I'm not getting another car, so help me God. I don't need
would
another
not be
project
surprised
in my life.
I wouldn't be surprised at all.
No, no one would be, but I wouldn't even be surprised.
Oh, but this store's discount. Like, ooh.
What?
The store discount?
No, I'm talking about a car.
I know, but I'm talking about BB Wars still.
See, the problem is I started working here when I owned a Sistema, and we don't have jack for a Sistema. We have like barrels and rollers. So like
We have EPM mags now.
I think they just are sold out now.
Yeah, probably.
so like everyone was like buying things from here, like, dude, the discount's great. Like we get to get so much airsoft stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I'm paying full price for stuff I have to order from like overseas because.
I mean, Red Wolf had a lot of stuff, so you can be like, hey, Kurt, can you add this?
Yeah, but I was impatient. I didn't want to wait for the next order. But I mean, I didn't need anything. It wasn't like I was missing out.
And now I'm trying to fix your CTW.
The CTWs are lost causes, man.
That's gonna work.
It will.
It's
I
gonna
mean, it'll
work.
probably work for a short amount of time.
I'm gonna get it to work.
I didn't play enough, man, to keep that stupid gun. Not the CTW, the PTW. It was just too much money. Used it once, like, every, like, why? Put the clown away.
Oh yeah, I fucking hate clowns.
The It movie is worth seeing.
Super good movie.
If you guys are curious.
Yes.
You know, at the very end, when no, I'm just kidding. Could you imagine?
We all float down.
Stop.
You'll float too!
No.
Very frightening.
I really hate clowns. I saw it when I was like 6 years old.
That was dumb.
So good.
Yeah, so like, I'm terrified now. But
What are we
2019.
talking about?
we're talking about how Sistemas are too
They're
expensive.
I loved it, man. I mean, for anyone who owns a Sistema, they really do shoot well, and I don't know, the whole unreliability aspect of them is really user error.
Oh yeah, if you take care of those things, they perform.
Mine
amazing.
never failed on me. Everyone was always saying like, if it's even humid out, it'll fry. I mean, I went to Op 34 and it was literally like a torrential downpour, and it worked.
Same thing at Dorigo.
And dude,
There's so many
the Polar Star
PTWs.
F1's FCU failed in the rain before my PTW. So when you compare those two, that one in
Speak of
particular,
the devil.
it literally just started shooting on its own. Just started shooting, and my PTW is fine. So it's really, you know, how well you take care of them, and I mean, it's what you put into them. If you buy cheap stuff for them, they're not going to last very long. It's like anything.
Yeah.
Put money in, you get what you pay for. And Airsoft is no exception, unfortunately. Except
yeah.
with combat machines, for whatever reason,
yes.
they have a formula that will forever work. And
Yeah.
That pixie dust.
that's where I started, dude. The
That's-
normal carbine.
That's what I ended up picking up when I first started working here.
Dude.
Because I mean, I had to replace something, and I didn't want to spend too much just
Dude,
yet.
this. Obviously the full version.
With a stock.
Without a hose.
Without a fucking
But
hose.
this
gun.
was the BB gun of the world.
That's what you've gone back to.
Yeah, I do. I
Yeah.
actually own an upgraded combat machine now, and it probably shoots
I have a stock
Better
combat
than-
machine.
than the PTW did.
What I had. And then I got a Crytac, and then I broke the Crytac, and then I got another Crytac, and then I was like, I want a VFC now. So I bought a 416, brand new, and it is my baby, and I love her.
Combat machines are.
I sold all my
And
guns.
now I'm trying to build or fix Wes's CTW and get into the PTW world because I want to try it.
All the forums are dead, man.
Oh yeah,
Facebook groups have all been shut down.
I joined a crap load of them after you gave me a.
Yeah,
Right.
it's cool, man. I mean, they're not hard to work on. Everyone's scared to work on them.
No, like I
They're
just
simple.
opened that
They're
crap back
easier
up
than
and I
a
put it back
version 2
together.
gearbox. But regardless, they're frightening to people just because. Well, when you talk about Sistema, you don't want to break anything because it's hard and expensive to get. I mean, a bevel gear is $60.
Damn.
You can buy an entire G&G
That's
gearbox
just a
for
Sistema one, right?
Yeah, it's a Sistema.
I mean, you can get like G&D parts or CTW parts.
But you wouldn't want to put that into a Sistema.
See, that's fair.
That's like owning a Lamborghini and being like, hey Honda, can you make me a this?
What are they
Yeah.
made out of? Like, are this like straight up titanium?
No, it's
Do
just
that much?
Sistema label. You know, it's like anything. It's like, what do you spend
It's like
Louis
Nike.
Vuitton? You know,
That's insane.
Louis Vuitton's expensive for what? Because it says Louis Vuitton. Sistema's
Sure.
expensive because why? It says Sistema on it. I mean, their stuff
Fair
is
enough.
good. I mean, I cracked a receiver. You'd think it wouldn't break, but it did. And then you
Yeah, I
gotta go
cracked a
buy-
Crytek receiver. I mean, that's the nature of the game.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, then you got to go buy your $250 lower for your Sistema.
Yeah, I
So
might
it doesn't
just
break.
buy a lower from Legs.
Yeah, he has too many.
Yeah, he does
Dumb.
a lot.
Absolutely stupid.
He has a dumb amount of stuff.
Yeah, but that's cool.
I mean, you gave me the body.
Oh, I gave you the whole gun.
Yeah, you just gave me all of it.
I didn't
And
know that.
I've so far put $150 into it.
Yep.
Oh, a little more than that.
I spent that.
It doesn't work
I
yet.
spent $140 on 2 magazines for my Sistema PTW, $70 a piece.
Ouch.
I didn't do that.
Yep, 2 mags. You can buy a combat machine. It's disgusting. Don't. Ugh. Looking back on that gun, the amount of money. Ugh, so disgusting. That's why I got rid of it.
Yeah.
It wasn't worth it. To sit in my basement. Buy car parts with it. And now we're right back where we started. But with
Just
more
money pits.
Dude, it's so dumb. Life is dumb.
Can we use like a boat analogy? Airsoft is like a boat. It's like.
You want to finish that?
What are you talking about?
what do you-
Okay.
what do you mean?
They go like boats. It's like throwing money down a hole. You know.
Well, eventually the hole will fill up because it's a hole.
Well, not for a boat because like it's just water underneath. It's like a sinking boat.
Oh, okay. I mean, I've never heard that in my life. But
It's like an old
It's a
person.
sinking ship. That's what it is, I'm pretty
Ship,
sure.
boat. It's a vessel that floats. But
How long have we been talking?
I don't know.
Oh, a good 25 minutes.
We have not accomplished anything.
Oh, yeah, we've not, but hopefully this is enjoyable. I'm reading through comments, by the way. I'm not trying to be a douche with just on my
Well,
phone.
you are.
he just.
I am a
is, yeah.
douche, yes, you're right.
My turn.
I try
I
too
get
hard
that
to
a
be
lot.
cool. But I mean, like, what about kit? Because I started out with just a fly JPC
I didn't even start there.
I started out.
that I got from Bauer.
I went straight to the surplus store and got one of those Woodland LBVs, those load-bearing vests.
That's a really good way to do
That
it.
you can get- yeah, it was super cool. I still have it. It's in the back of the van right now.
That's a really good way to, like, just get your foot in the door is to just, like, head out to Cal Army
Yeah.
or any, like, whatever your local surplus store is and then just see what they have.
It was.
I
it was
in
super
Virginia,
cool.
at Virginia Beach, this kid had
My hometown.
straight up is making me like sad because he didn't know what he had, but he had a 1694 and AR2,
Ooh.
and like it had blood on it, like it's seen some things that he got from a surplus store, and it ended up being gifted to my friend Jeremiah.
You sure? Like,
So
was it
nobody
his blood?
paid any money for this thing, and yeah,
probably
it was
like-
real. It's
Like,
real.
was it his blood or like?
No,
it was
it's seen some things.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah,
That's
it's pretty cool. I got to see it.
That's wicked.
But like you can find some good stuff in surplus
Oh, yeah.
stores, especially if you live in a military town like
And if you know what
like
to look
Virginia
for.
Beach.
Yes.
And if you know what to look for. If you don't,
You're just gonna buy useless stuff.
yeah, or if they don't, you're gonna buy stuff that's really nice for really cheap.
Yeah, you can always find like Eagle Industries stuff at surplus.
Oh yeah,
for,
like whenever we went to the place
mad
at
cheap.
Reckoning,
Oh yes, right.
they had Eagle and LBT everywhere.
There's a surplus store on the. I can't remember which interstate that we used to go to. We would make it a point to stop there whenever we pass it, because they always had like Cry. I think Robbie got his night parka there for like ridiculously
I know they
cheap.
have it at Cal. Last time I was there,
Really
I might be
nice.
going sometime soon this weekend maybe.
Where is
I
it?
still have a night
Cal
parka
Army Navy in California,
somewhere.
PA.
What day?
I'm not sure. I don't know if I'm going or not.
Well, if you do, let me know. I might try to
Can do, Jerry.
come with
Yeah, but
if I'm not poor. 'cause
Kit
that-
also got really expensive though.
Kit got
Yes,
super expensive
yes.
real quick.
I
started building
actually
kits,
still
too.
keep it cheap. I still rock Pantex 69 and 4.
Yeah, and then you're gonna get that Cry licensed AVS.
No.
Yes, I am going to.
I'm gonna get the 2.0 when we get them in. Those are gonna be really cool. I really like the test one that's on the table.
I think one of my
It's ridiculously comfortable.
One of the dumbest purchases that really were so useless were real Peltors. You know, the Comtacs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I want to get a real pair.
I had a real pair.
I'm gonna get a real pair, but I'm not gonna take them off of the headband.
Put them back on.
Yeah, I just don't even want to mess with it.
No,
because
it doesn't. You don't break. It literally clips.
don't you have to cut the
No.
the band? Am I dumb right now?
Oh, you have to slice the little piece of leather.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. I just want to keep it wholesome because whenever I get like into more into real steel and whatnot, I want those.
They can still go back on.
As stupid as that is.
They can still clip back on, and then you just pretty much just get a piece of Velcro.
Or just get a helmet. Or not a helmet. Yeah. Little headband wrap. Either way.
Sure, whatever. Yeah, they were expensive for no reason. They were cool. They were nice.
You can find them relatively cheap. A pair of twos for like.
Well, I got
$200.
threes. $400, and then
I
no,
think,
$320.
I think Dom got his for like $250 or something.
Dom finds deals that aren't realistic.
Yeah, Dom's ridiculous.
Yep.
I think the most ridiculous thing that I've bought hasn't happened yet, if I'm being honest. I was gonna spend like $700 on a pair of Cry G3 AOR 2 pants, and someone was like, "Don't do that. You're dumb."
Why would?
And then I was like, "Yeah, you're right. I have to buy books."
I personally think night vision is a little excessive.
I think I'm gonna get a pair of night vision too. I can write it off as for taxes.
I would totally get night vision, but I wouldn't
'Cause we work
spend the
here.
money for like PVS 14s though.
But you play airsoft.
I would.
I would get like the cheap old like digital ones.
Yeah,
that
but
get
if
for,
you
like,
think about it, you can
$300.
definitely justify it for things other than airsoft. Like,
Yeah.
I enjoy hiking. I want to hike at night. Night hikes.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
You hunt.
I do hunt.
Night vision is great for hunting. That's why they make Gen 1s
I mean,
available for hunters.
I thought you couldn't hunt at night.
yes and no. You cannot
You can
hunt.
hog hunt.
You cannot. You can do like coyote hunting at night.
Yeah, in certain places it's
But
also different.
you like for this season, like I usually get up at like 3-4 o'clock in the morning and hike over to my spot, and I wait in my spot up until like the time I can start chambering around.
Yeah.
So like it would be nice to have night vision for that purpose, so I don't have a flashlight lighting up the place. Especially if, like if you like turkey hunt. Turkeys are smart. Like they're
Turkeys
they're
are
really
good.
smart.
Oh, I'm so excited for Thanksgiving.
This dude me too. So close. So close. I can almost taste it.
Alright. But then so I said night hikes, hunting when applicable.
If you do a lot of real steel shooting at night's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
That's a ton of fun.
And I guess like, shit hit the fan.
Yeah.
That's an applicable use, so that's 3.
Yeah.
I mean, you can justify it if you really try.
Yeah. You just have to
I just suggest actually using it, so then like you just get use out of your product.
so you don't feel so bad for yourself.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think I'm gonna get a PVS 14 at some point.
I would love to. If I hit if I ever played the lottery and I hit it.
I'd buy it.
Yeah, dual tubes right away.
That'd be easy.
No questions asked.
Yeah, but when you have to work for it and you have like responsibilities,
Oh my God, what's
like your car bill or
what are
your other
responsibilities?
bills. Bills suck. Don't
Bills
grow up.
do suck.
Yeah, be a kid forever.
Yeah,
Yeah, play BB Wars. Be happy.
kids,
Make
just
your
say
moves.
no to adulting.
Have you bought anything like copiously expensive?
Not for airsoft, really.
It's good, Dan. Keep it.
I mean,
that way.
even
Like, majority of my stuff goes to like honestly like my real shooting.
do you have real plates?
Yeah, I have real plates. They weren't even expensive. They're
Yeah,
AR
really not
500s.
expensive.
I think the most expensive investment I've aside from my terrible car,
That many.
or my guns. No, the 06 Hyundai Sonata, which has terrible engine knock right now.
Well, have you heard my car? Press F to pay respects, please. F.
Rip. But my real gun, plural, and my reloading equipment. I think when I first started reloading, I dropped like $1,200 on the spot. Like I just went to like a gun show and just.
As in case replacement? No. All right, so I'm going to find the last asking couch here.
So you just go search it.
And, yeah, that's a good idea. Well, not really, because I'm already on our page. And we're just going to answer a couple of you guys' comments. Oh, my God, I can't speak.
Here you go.
We're just going to answer some of y'all's comments.
Questions.
Comments, questions, concerns, all that Jimmy Jazz. Just to kind of wrap up and get you guys involved a little bit.
We should do like like how celebrities read mean tweets.
Read
have
all the mean
Oh my
comments.
gosh, yes.
It'd be a long episode.
That'd be funny.
We should do that on this. We should totally do it.
Yeah, one day. All right. So this is a good question. First question is from Caleb Christensen. What are your guys' thoughts on role playing in airsoft? Do you think they can be meshed together well, and how do you think and how do you think it could be done? Or do you guys think that they are simply incompatible?
I, for one, absolutely love role playing. But I do think it could be taken way too seriously.
Oh, yeah.
So, for example, sorry.
No, you're fine. I just said, oh, yeah.
For example, Battlehack, they have Revelations. Role playing on there, super fun, super cool, super enjoyable. However, if you go to like the bigger events, I think players themselves kind of put themselves in a role play and they take things way too seriously and they kind of forget that it's a game.
If that isn't the truth.
Like that's just my honest 2 cents right there.
Yeah, that's fair. Like, there's a certain level of seriousness with, like, milsims and bigger games like that where you need to be at. And then there's a level some people take it to. And then there's obviously people that are below that. So, like, it's just an even, moving. Jesse's coming to reset the cameras. So, like, yeah, there's like a spectrum. And then, like, there's where you should be. There's where some people are. And then some people are below that.
And then there's the couple people who are, like, where you're up high as of here, and they're just way up here.
Yeah, it just happens.
Like there's some people who just get like super mad over things that really don't matter.
Yeah,
that's what killed it for me.
And if you think about it, the whole thing is role playing.
Yeah,
it's just BB LARPs. So
Airsoft is cosplay, kids.
So yeah, just don't take it serious in the amount of seriousness that it needs to be, and then I feel like everything will mesh perfectly like it should. Obviously, sometimes it just doesn't work, but if you do it right and if you have people that are willing to participate, it's going to work out. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with role-playing in Airsoft. I think it's fine.
It works well.
The whole thing is role-playing.
It works when it works, and it doesn't when it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Just try your best, and hopefully the people that are playing are wanting to be involved and just not taking it over the top or, not serious enough, because then that just makes things a little bit less fun for everybody else. All right, so another comment here. A few guys asked if this is replacing Astamped. It's not. Astamped just hasn't come out in a while because we're trying to reformat it, so it's a little bit more entertaining and a little bit different from the way it used to be. Not in a sense that it's going to be drastically different, just something a little bit more unique and engaging for you guys. So still happening. There's going to be another one soon, but yeah. Okay. CW Dog wants us to talk about HPA accuracy and consistency.
It's good if you set it up right.
Yeah.
Yeah, do a good barrel build and you'll be accurate and have great range.
And alignment.
It's a combination of nozzle alignment, your barrel setup, your BBs you use, the weight of BBs, the settings on your actual engine itself, and your location, conditions you're playing in. There's a lot more that goes into HPA than people think, other than just putting an HP engine in your gun and expecting 300 feet. It takes a lot of time, tuning, accuracy, etc. It gets expensive. It really does.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like building up an AEG to shoot the best that you can. It's just a different system that's powering it.
AEGs shoot better.
I love my AEGs.
I'm sorry.
I prefer not having a hose.
I've had awesome and crappy on both sides of the spectrum.
Agreed. That's true.
Sure.
Fusion engine.
Yeah, if you do a fusion engine,
super
man,
dope. My Frankenstein M4 shot, I honestly want to say, better than my fusion engine when I had it, and I honestly didn't do a whole lot to it. I just did like a bore-up kit and a decent barrel build, which I just did up cheap parts. Like I had a cheap VFC, like aftermarket barrel, and an old Pro Ins.
Yeah.
My SEMA AK with a screwed up inner barrel shot like 220 feet.
That's because AK hop-ups are superior.
Yeah, but like the barrel was destroyed.
Yeah, AK hop-ups are
It was
superior.
hilarious. After I got back from Grozny, I opened it up to clean it out because Mississippi's pretty dusty, especially Camp Shelby. So like it was just full of dust. But it was also full of about 12 BBs, but it still shot the whole time. The barrel was just full of BBs.
Wow.
And it made it through the whole weekend, and I don't understand how that happened. But yeah. So, I mean, just put the time and money and effort into it, and you'll really be able to get it to shoot the way you want it to. I just think like what Wes is talking about, it does have so many factors. It's very hard for us to just flat out give you an answer that's going to make it perfect.
Yeah, each gun works best with each unit, and each unit works best with each different barrel component, and then each barrel component may work best with which BB. The whole what's the best setup is not a very good question. If you were to, ask us, I have this, and this, how do I make it shoot better? I could give you some more specifics, but
Yeah, I mean, generally, if you spend the time on doing a good barrel build and hop up
and research.
and research and making sure that everything is, you know, working smoothly, you'll get some pretty good consistency and range.
And you know, don't be afraid to ask people what they've done to their guns. If you see someone on the field like, wow, dude, you're shooting 270 feet consistently. What did you do? And I guarantee you they'd be happy to talk about their setup.
They'll be like, hey, I got this stuff in here, man.
And then, you know,
Nerdy memes.
memes.
All right, so we've been talking for a while, so we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here, guys. So thank you for watching the second episode of the Asking Couch. Well, watching and listening, it's more of a podcast type format. So if you have any questions or stuff you want to ask in the next video, we'll make sure to get to a few more comments than we did in this one. We just rambled on for a while. Leave them in the comments below, and make sure to check out Facebook, Instagram, all of that other Jimmy Jazz, and have a good time. So this has been Matt.
Daniel.
Wes. Hey, what did you want me to say?
That
Hi.
sounds so exciting.
Hello, I'm Wes. Thank
my
you
God,
for
stop.
watching our video.
Not, but actually, thank you for watching
Yeah,
and
seriously.
listening. So we'll see you later, guys. Bye.